Hey guys, this is Juno and welcome back to another Summoners War video. It is time because the balance patch has landed, the collab units have landed as well. We are going to be changing our siege defenses, and that means that I can show you guys all the builds of the previous defense that I was running and the record of it. Nothing to be proud about because most of my defenses didn't do too well, but I know a lot are interested or wanted to know, so I'll show it to you guys in this video. I just wanted to let you know that we are going to be reducing our defenses and focusing our runes a little more so that we could see some more success against the lower level guilds, because I do think it was losing a little too much, and it is because I was spreading my runes a lot, which I tell a lot of my viewers in account reviews or when I do improvements that is something that you should not do if you want to see success. So I was running 2, 4, 6 defenses, and it wasn't a whole lot, but due to the fact that most of these builds are on violent, my violent runes definitely got thin, and also because a lot of the offenses use violent runes as well, it was just more dramatic in that case. So to you guys, or to people that's maybe in G1 guilds, 6 doesn't seem like a lot, but trust me, 6 can wither you down. If you can't support 6 defenses or more on violent sets that are all over the 286 tick, then that's awesome. I'm not saying that's the only way you build defenses, but the majority is. Anyways, let's get right in and check some of these out. Okay, all of these builds are going to change. Some are staying. I think these 2 are staying, but the builds are going to change, so I'll show you guys the runes. And then other than that, everything else is going away, and then we'll be replacing them if we do have the units that are fit for the defenses that our guild wants to run. And I think some of those consist of the Dark Siri or even like Adriana, which is something that I do not have, so I would not be able to make those defenses. But I think this one did pretty well. We'll start with this one, the Miang Cichlid Danu. We know that Cichlid got nerfed, so people are assuming that we'll see less of her as a whole, but especially in the Nat 5 towers. People are still saying that she's good in the Nat 4 towers, and I think that's the reason why we're going to be still running her. Defense for this got a 46-49, which is pretty even all around. The unit here that goes first is Cichlid, and the reason why I think we're losing a lot is because the Cichlid was so slow. Yes, they are all over the 286 tick, but sometimes you want to use the Cichlid to contest first turn, and being this quick is just not enough. It was on a crit rate build with max accuracy, with a lot of additional damage artifacts, as much as I could get, and I think getting like crit damage and damage dealt on water was okay due to the fact that we did put it in a crit rate build. It was on speed, crit rate, accuracy. The next unit's definitely Mihang on Violent Will, which is something that's also not optimal. I think you want Mihangs to be on Destroy. This defense was built later, causing it to not get the runes that is fit for the unit. So we just got the tick, we just got the takiness plus the attack plus the defense. But still, I do think some people will argue that it's a little too slow. It is just right over that 286 tick. A lot of additional damage artifacts. And then it was on speed, crit damage, HP. Lastly, the Danu, which is on Violent Destroy, 256 speed. Do you guys already see the flaw? The Danu was going in front of the Cichlid. I did give some feedback regarding this defense. People are saying that Danu should be on a crit rate build and just, have more attack in general. So I do think we'll be changing that. It was, again, on a lot of additional damage stuff, on speed, HP. But on the newer build, I think it will be like on a speed crit rate HP build or a speed crit rate attack build. The fact is, these defenses, if they get outsped, you're gonna lose anyways. The typical Lucian team will beat this, right? A speedly Lucian team. And the fact that I made this tanky, I was trying to account for those teams as well, but it makes no sense. I think if you lose to a Lucian, you're losing to a Lucian anyways. So it's just better to make it a hard-hitting Danu, so that if they bring in more of a stallish, more of a bruiserish team, it has a higher chance of winning. So I'm gonna keep that in mind when I change this defense. Don't try to get 2 things at once. Build your defense in a specific way so that you can at least deal with one type of offense, because if you try to get both, it's not going to get either of them. Okay, the next one is this one, Chandra Zen and the Giselle, which got a 49-68 record. It did not get a lot of wins recently because my Giselle runes were changed due to the fact that I was using it for arena defense. But I do think it's one of the better defenses with Chandra Zen. I heard that Chandra Zen is pretty counterable with Lucian. I think we're scraping a lot of that, but we are gonna keep the Dark Cookie variants. So my Zen here goes first on 290 speed on Violent Revenge, and I do think Revenge is not the way to go. I think if you want to kind of counter the Leos, I think you should go Violent Will, just so that you don't get pushed back and Zen can move first to put in that defense break strip, the disruption. This was on speed, crit rate, accuracy as well, with crit damage artifacts because it was on a crit rate build. Chandra was on Despair Revenge on the crit rates build as well, which I do think was a flaw too. I think going a tankier build is the way to go. I still have flaws here and there where the gems aren't perfected, and this will change. The artifacts was just accuracy, again crit damage stuff because we did make it on a crit rate build. Finally, the Giselle on 100 crit rate, Violent Will, just a typical Giselle that a lot of people like to build. Some people argue that maybe crit damage is better, but I do like it on high defense. So this was on speed, crit rate, and defense with artifacts that has more skill 3 accuracy and crit damage. I think we also have some defense up effect to get more damage with skill 2, right? Because she does damage based off her defense. So I think these two were definitely the ones that were working well. Getting a negative win rate is pretty typical as you compete in G3 Siege, although we were in G2 a lot of times too. And in that level, it's really hard to get wins in general. But overall, just by the fact that it got 40 plus wins, I do think it was a decent defense. Let's talk about the next one that did decently well, which I'm surprised. This was never actually put up as a main defense. It was put up later on. I don't know if we're going to be keeping this, but at least guild-wise, we're not talking about it. So probably it won't be kept. Maybe later on, if we're lacking defenses, it might be an option. But here, Celia went first on Violent Will, 292 speed. Just due to the fact that he has great base speed, allows us to make builds like this. So it's decently fast. Artifacts are kind of lackluster because I didn't really need more accuracy artifacts, just by the fact she's already on max accuracy. So probably the best thing was like taking less damage, like you see right here, crit damage taken. It's on speed, HP, accuracy. And then we have the Carcano on a tankier build. I do like tanky Carcanos on Revenge because people tend to go for it, and knowing that it's super tanky and the chances of revenge, it becomes an annoying unit. Again, another crit rate build. I don't know why. Maybe I'm obsessed with these crit rate builds. It might not be good to do, but I did like it. It's on speed, crit rate, HP. Artifacts that take less crit damage, more skill 3 accuracy, and more crit damage as well. And then finally the Theo, that's on 254 speed. So again, everything here is over the 286 tick. And it was on Violent Revenge as well, speed, crit damage, HP. Decently tanky, doing decent damage, fast with some accuracy. With his passive, he has 100% crit rate. The artifacts is more skill 1, skill 2 crit damage, more crit damage, and more crit damage here as well. So those three were the ones that did well, right? If you look at the record, 46-49, 49-68, and then 23-25. The rest did horribly, 12-33, which was the Clara, Savannah, Tessarion. This one was popular, but I think as time went on, people found counters to it. It's not as successful now. My Kinky defense wasn't built really well. And also now Kinky being dead in defense with the nerf, we're not going to be running any Kinky stuff. And then the Driller stuff, mine was lackluster because I no longer had fast runes. They were on the 286 tick, only Clara was, and then everything else was the 239 tick. And I do think there were counters that could like even 1v3 this defense, so it wasn't a good defense. But let's check them out. So let's first talk about this one that was popular. My Clara, that's on a crit damage build on speed, crit damage, accuracy. So we got the 70% accuracy, crit damage, decent attack, and additional damage here. Violent Will. I do think this was a decent Clara. Just the downside is that it was pretty squishy, but it is a team that wanted to get a first kill on the first turn. So I think going full out damage was okay. And then we have the Savannah going. Is it the Savannah? No, it's a Thessarion going on Violent Revenge. Revenge was actually very good for these type of defenses because landing Oblivion was pretty crucial against the teams that come into this. Speed, crit damage, attack. You can see that the overall rune quality is getting lower and lower, right? After seeing the Giselle defense, the Celia defense, and then the Dano defense, you could tell that the overall stats, the overall efficiency of these builds are a lot lower compared to the beginning, compared to the previous defenses. And you could tell that the runes aren't fully grinded, like they don't have legend grinds, so makes sense. More crit damage here, and then more damage against wind, because Windy was a very commonly used tank against this defense, so we added that. And find the Savannah on Violent Will. Overall, the build looks pretty lackluster. 253 speed, we're barely making it on that 286 kick. Some accuracy, some crit rate, more accuracy here. And then it was on speed, crit damage, attack. Let's talk about Kinky. Kinky's dead. And this wasn't even getting too many wins. But it's because my Kinky was slow, my Miang was not that fast either. I think Monte was decently fast. Yeah, Violent Will. 277 speed. So I think this was a decent Monte. A lot of additional damage, speed, HP. I just noticed that this is a rare rune. But okay, I'm using it. So we could find an improvement here pretty quickly if we do start farming a little. Then we had Mihang. Oh, look at that. I could even get Mihang on the 286 tick. So this was another big flaw. So you could tell that I was getting low on Violent runes, which is not going to be the case now because I did get a lot of improvements. Also, there being less defenses that I'm going to be making. I'll be definitely making everything at the 286 tick if I can. This was speed, crit damage, and HP again. Then finally the Kinky on Violent Destroy. It was on Violent Seal beginning of the season when I first used this, and it sucked, guys. Seal was not the way to go for Kinkies. Destroy was the winner from the beginning. This was on speed, HP, attack, taking less damage from certain stats, and more skill 1 accuracy because defense break was crucial on the Revenges. But I do think with this change, you need skill 3 accuracy now, right? Skill 1 accuracy doesn't even help anymore. But we're not using Kinky anymore. I think he's only good in offense now. Finally, this one right here, you'll see big flaws here. Okay, the first unit was Clara on the attack build. Violent Will again, 257 speed. The only unit that's on 286 tick in this defense. This was tested, but it didn't work too well. Mine is specifically because they were all at the 239 tick, or even slower maybe. No, they were at the 239 tick with Clara's lead, but you can see he's very slow. Ritesh here on Violet Shield. Just tried to use it as maybe a Lucian trap, but it didn't work too well. And then Driller here on a crit damage build on HP, crit damage HP again, just on the 239 tick with Clara's lead. A lot of additional damage here, but on this side taking less damage from wind because we were trying to make it a Lucian trap. Same with this one here, taking less damage from wind, but additional damage and skill 3 accuracy to land that defense break. But the AI of Ritesh is really bad, guys. It's really bad. So I think Ritesh being in the defense will be rarely seen. If you guys test the Ritesh AI, you guys could know. So let's just check it out. So if I just bring this offense in, let's see if it uses skill 3. See? Okay, it proc. You have to proc to do that. Well, I mean, it did kill this one. So I guess it was good against maybe bruiserish comps. I'm not sure. Let's see if it uses skill 3 again. It cut because I'm faster. See, it doesn't use it. It's just, the AI is just really, really bad. The AI is just really bad. Oh, I'll use it this time. Okay. I don't know. I wasn't happy with it. And when I tested it multiple times and on other friends' defenses, it wouldn't use skill 3 like this. Although it is using it now. It is killing Vigor really quickly after that first turn. Yeah, see, it didn't do that again. So there were flaws. I'm just saying there are flaws. AI was not good. It's the fact that a lot of these units have bad AI plays a part. The reason why Clara is popular in Siege is that because it has perfect AI. Again, it doesn't use skill 3. So I do want us to have a Clara defense still, although nothing is really set, I believe. Let me check. Oh, we have one. We have one that is set, but I'm not using it because I don't have a unit in that defense. So I want to think of another Clara defense if possible, because I do think it is one of those better units. Although there are some clear counters to it. Maybe it is better in a Nat 4 tower or something like that. Yeah, but those were the defenses that I was running. 3 working decently well, 3 not performing well. But now with the defenses changing, with the balance patch here, with new units, let's see if there is any meta shift. Let's see what the higher guilds bring out and see if we could either follow some of those defenses or make sure we have a good number of defenses with high quality runes that could hold up decently up to, up to G3. But that was it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.